2022 was an interesting year for indie gaming. We saw the rise of the horde survival or bullet heaven genre via the immense success of Vampire Survivors, but no widely agreed upon indie game of the year like Supergiant Games' Hades in 2020, Daniel Mullen's Inscription in 2021, and maybe Cherry Team's Silksong in 2023. Instead, 2022 saw a plethora of many successful titles like Rogue Legacy 2, Neon White, Signalis, Cult of the Lamp, and Tunic, just to name a few. I'm sure you've seen quite a few best of 2022 lists by now, so this video is not about those, but instead about some of the best lesser known games I played in 22, no matter which year they released. What's also great about all of these is that they respect your time. None of them takes longer than 10 hours to complete, and that's something that I've come to value quite highly. And since time is precious, let's jump into the list now, which comes in no particular order. I hope you can discover something that will bring you joy, and make sure to tell us about the best games you enjoyed last year down in the comments. Linelight by My Dog Zorro. Probably the game I enjoyed the most last year. It's a puzzle game with a very reduced but beautiful visual style. You play as a line segment, making your way through many levels of varying but never too hard and always satisfying difficulty, encountering other segments that behave in different ways and have to be avoided. These others are the star of the game, as they manage to rise above their role as puzzle elements and become true characters, leading to some of the greatest stories told using just simple shapes since Thomas was alone, and all of that without any narration. The music is also incredible and really carries the mood of the game. Inmost by Hidden Layer Games. I went into this expecting a Metroidvania, judging from the screenshots, but instead got a beautiful platforming adventure with just slight Metroidvania elements. This one oozes atmosphere and features a sad story that had me thinking and trying to assemble the pieces all the way throughout. And even though the platforming can feel a little clunky, I'd still highly recommend it to fans of atmospheric adventures. Ghost Song by Old Moon. Now this one is a true Metroidvania and the only game on this list that came out in 2022, but I feel it flew a bit under the radar. Created by solo developer Matt White over the course of a whole decade, Ghost Song offers a big, gorgeous world that invites exploration, good but not great combat mechanics, and especially a wonderful atmosphere that feels quite lo-fi in the best way. Besides that, I really enjoyed talking to the other characters in the game, as the dialogue just feels honest and intimate. Yearwalk by Simogo. This game came out all the way back in 2014 and is by far the oldest game in this list, but it left its mark on me. It's a highly atmospheric adventure game based on Swedish folklore, with a lot of mystery and some horror elements. I won't spoil anything else and can only highly recommend to experience it for yourself. Everhood by Foreign Gnomes. Judging by the amount of reviews this one has on Steam, it's probably less of a hidden gem than I think, but I just never see it talked about anywhere. Here we have a fascinating combination of story-driven adventure and rhythm game. The soundtrack is absolutely phenomenal and almost 3 hours long. The art style reminds me of Undertale and the tone also a bit, but still this game and its narrative manage to be quite unique. And did I mention the incredible soundtrack? Lightmatter by Tunnel Vision Games. A first-person puzzle game that reminded me of Portal but doesn't quite reach that level of greatness. Still, it offers a nice art style, interesting puzzles and a solid story. The bite-sized level structure really supported what I wanted to get out of it, which was just a little satisfying head-scratching in between, and for that it's perfect. Cards of Terra by Denis Buslaev. The only mobile game on this list, and even though it may look like a collectible card game at first glance, and indeed over the course of the game new cards are unlocked, it is a single-player puzzle game with quite a bit of content and interesting mechanics. It pretty much scratches the same itch as Lightmatter and does so in a very good way. Archvale by Eidos and Fobbs. A very fun top-down bullet hell action game that managed to really suck me into its progression spiral. The story is almost non-existent and it gets a bit repetitive towards the end, but that doesn't really matter much at all, as it is just a great way to let off some steam. The Last Campfire by Hello Games. Let's round off this list with two relaxing adventures, shall we? The Last Campfire is just great all around. Colorful and cutely animated visuals, casual but enjoyable puzzles, good narration and a beautiful world to traverse make this a really nice and soothing experience. TOEM by Something We Made. The final game for this list is a super chill, cheerful and heartwarming photo adventure. You walk around a world all in grayscale that still manages to look good and cute and solve quests by taking pictures of things around you. It's quite creative with this approach in terms of mechanics, and there's a great deal of enjoyment to be found in examining the world around you more closely. Something that we could probably all do a bit more in real life too.